Welcome back. This week I don't have a sewing project for you. I'm taking a bit of a break from filming sewing projects and doing projects for myself and moving towards doing some Christmas projects. So those I want to keep under wraps and just don't really feel like showing them, so taking a bit of a break for Christmas, but I still wanted to do a video every week. So this week's topic was going to be on why I sew. And there's no right or wrong answer here as to why you sew. Any reason you sew is a valid reason. But these are my reasons on why I do it, and I have notes. So that's what the piece of paper is, because my train of thought some days is not the most linear. So the first off reason is because, does that even make sense? First off reason? I don't know. We're going with it. The first reason why I sew is because it's a hobby and I enjoy it. And if that was the only reason I had, that is perfectly fine. But I do actually have more reasons for it. There's things like ethics, there's things like tastes, sustainability. So there's a couple of different kind of categories that things fit in, but they're all reasons for why I sew. And one of the reasons is sustainability. We've all seen what fast fashion does, that it's not sustainable, that it produces so much waste, and this is me being able to step back and step out of that loop. Are there still going to be things I buy? Yes. Is some of it still going to be fast fashion because that's what is available to me and that's what is in my budget? Absolutely. But I am taking steps to make that a smaller quantity. There's things like knits that I just really don't like to sew. Undergarments. Once again, it's knits, it's highly structured. Not something I'm looking to sew. But I can take steps and look for something that's maybe organic or maybe a little bit more fair trade and ethics. So I can take baby steps in those areas. It's less waste. A lot of my fabrics are thrifted or repurposed from, say, a bed sheet, curtains, shower curtains. So I'm taking something that, if it hadn't gone to the thrift store, or if the thrift store doesn't sell it, it's likely to end up in the landfill. So I'm taking something that's already been created and using my time and energy to turn it into something that I'll use and enjoy. It's less worker exploitation. We've all seen the reports on, is it Shine? And their exploitation of workers, how they work for like 18 cents a day and 18 hours a day and they have no life because they work 100 million hours a week. So there's less worker exploitation. There's no factory emissions and waste, either from the manufacture of the fabric, if I'm buying something thrifted or repurposed, or if I do buy fabric, and this is the minority, it's at least saving the emissions and waste and worker exploitation from the creation of the garment. Is it perfect? No. But once again, I am taking steps to reduce things. And by thrifting and repurposing fabrics, it's often cheaper for me to sew something than to buy it, even if it is on sale in fast fashion. Granted, this involves watching the sales for the things I do need to buy, like notions, catching the patterns on sale for when they're $1 or $2, or even thrifting them, and buying fabric that's thrifted, repurposed, or clearance on clearance with a coupon, which makes it a few dollars a yard. So sewing can be an expensive hobby if you let it, but it also can be really affordable too if you're careful. It's a good skill to have. I enjoy having skills and knowing how to do things. And with each project I do and with each garment I make, I get a little bit better. I add a new skill. I get better at figuring out how to arrange my pattern pieces into one less yard of fabric than I actually need. Got a little interesting, but it's still a good skill to have. I can create something from scratch, I can adapt a pattern to suit something, or I can mend something to last longer. And it allows me to make exactly what I want. I can choose natural fibers like cotton and linen and wool, which I find wear better and they just breathe better. They're easier to sew, and it's not made with plastic like polyester is. Well, polyester is made with petroleum. But either way, it's not a synthetic fabric. I can make things with big swishy skirts because that's what I like. I can make things with pockets because I firmly believe that clothes without pockets is a crime against humanity. I can dress in a more modest style. I like longer skirts. I like blouses that aren't cut down to here. And I can make things that suit me. I made a blouse once and the top button was going to be a little bit too low for me. And I was able to move it up about an inch or two, respace the other buttons out a little bit farther, and I'm able to wear it comfortably without being self-conscious or feeling like I need to wear a shirt under it. And with something that's already made, I can't adjust the buttons and buttonholes once they're already put in. Okay, I can adjust the buttons, but the buttonholes are already set, and those don't move. I get to choose the color of my garments, the style of my garments. I am not dependent on some fashion person saying this year's color is black mini skirts. I can wear my brown long swishy skirts. I'm not having other people dictate what colors and patterns I should wear. I can choose my pattern, my fabric, and my exact style and customize it to exactly what I want. Which means I am more likely to wear a garment more because it is what I want and I truly feel confident and happy in it. And if your clothes aren't making you feel confident, then you need to reevaluate what you're wearing because something's wrong there. So those are kind of the reasons why I sew, but there's something else that goes along with it that kind of ties it together. And I'm going to tell you a little story. So a few years ago, I was kind of wanting to dress more vintage. Think land girls fashion, 40s, 50s, sort of a vibe. Not full on, but just kind of drawing elements in that I liked. And I had a Pinterest board that was really cool, and I was starting to sew a garment or two. I think a blouse or something. And I was kind of picking away, but wasn't really doing too much. And then maybe 6 months or a year later, I was in the middle of a divorce that was frustrating, and my mom was diagnosed with cancer, which was hard. And we were still in the middle of the pandemic, and with my mom's non-existent immune system, we weren't really going out. Friends weren't able to come over. I was going to work in the grocery store. I'm an introvert, but that was starting to get a little bit old. And sewing for me was something I could do at home, that I could do by myself. I'd have to wait till Mom had a good day to ask her a question, but it was something I could do myself. And I told myself that if I sewed now, when I couldn't go out, then when I could go out, I would have all these lovely things to wear. And that kind of gave me something to look forward to when things were kind of dark and not really fun. And it's been just over a year from that. And I have a closet of lots of pretty things that I can wear, and I can go out now. And I have a wonderful boyfriend who I can go out with, and I have pretty things to wear. And he takes me thrifting, so I can buy more fabric to sew things to wear, which is an endless loop, but we're still enjoying it. So those are the reasons why I sew. If you have a reason why you sew, drop it in the comment below. And all the reasons why you sew are unique to you and completely valid. Whether you do it for an art or to fit your unique body or whatever your reason, they're all good reasons. So I think I'm going to wrap this up and maybe get some sewing done. I've got some pajamas I'm working on for me I'd like to get done. In the midst of all this Christmas sewing, I'm making pajamas for me. Yes, I understand my logic here.